Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are back here finally, with another episode of FPS. Excuse me for this episode, it's going to be a little slow maybe. I'm extremely tired, and I think I'm sick. So this is going to be a different episode for sure. But we're going to get a very, very important element of the game included into our FPS game. Now, what would that element be? We've already got walking. We've already got a first-person view. We've got looking around. We even have jumping by default. What are we missing? Oh, that's right, a gun. And a gun I have found. Now, what I have found is a fairly low poly, but good nonetheless, version of a MK177. Now, I'm going to import that real quick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Content. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Weapons. I'm going to open that. By the way, download link in the description. I downloaded this from, I downloaded this from CG Trader, but I had to modify it to make it Unreal Engine friendly. And it was also packed together with another gun, so I just individualized this gun and made it Unreal Engine friendly. So what I'm going to do is, inside the weapons folder, we're going to make another folder called MK-177, because that is the name. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. I do that about once or 20 times every episode. And there it is again. I actually have not tested to see how audible that is in the recording, but you guys let me know down in the comment section. Now, what we're going to do is drag it from over in your desktop and drag it into your content browser until you get that icon that I had with my mouse, and let go. Now, what we're going to do is import it as a skeletal mesh, none as the skeleton. Import animations false, because there's no animations that come with it, and if you do, it'll just like import like an idle animation. We don't want that. Then what we're going to do is import all. Now, this shouldn't take too terribly long, but if it does, it is probably your computer running a bit on the slow side. So, as you can see, it is already done for me. And what we have to do is just set up two textures. There are two materials in here, and one of them's, they're both solid colors, because the gun's a pretty basic gun. And this is a very small gun, so if you remember in the last series, we had a very small gun model as well, and we had to scale it up. We're going to be doing the same thing this series, but it's not going to be the same scale value if you remember it from last series, which was about 140, I believe. Anyways, what we're going to do is on this white one that is called MK117 or 177 orange, you can see that it's not orange, it's actually white. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this over. Click on the vector parameter, and because I believe this is a vector parameter. Anyways, or no, maybe it's a scalar. No, it's vector. It's vector. Sorry, I'm confusing my material node names. Anyways, what we want to do is we want to click on default value and click on the white and change it to an orangish yellow. Now ignore the actual colors that are here. Pay attention to this color right here, or the one that is displayed here. And what I actually want to do is I want to, well, lag. Kind of want to make it a dark, deserty, orangish yellow. That looks. That looks about okay. And if you want this exact color, or I think I like that a little bit better. If you want this exact color, you can just use the RGB or the HSV, whichever one. If you don't know what RGB is, it just stands for red, green, blue scale, and the HSV is let's see, it's hue and then saturation and value. As it just showed me there. I thought it was something else. Sorry. Anyways, so you can just copy the RGB right over, and it doesn't have to be exact numbers, but if you want this exact color, then you'll want to copy over the exact numbers. Anyways, I'm going to press OK. Apply. And we're waiting. This is going to take, applying materials, unless you've got like a crazy computer, takes a couple seconds per the norm. Anyways, let's open up our gun model and just take a look at it real quick. Now, as you'll be able to see, we can't. But if you're running this on like 4K or something, even though this is just a 720p video, you can maybe make out a tiny little line there, and that's actually our gun. And there it is in all its glory. But let's scale that up. Now this won't be a permanent, this scale won't stay permanent. Most people think, oh, you scale it up in here, the scale stays permanent. No, it actually doesn't. This is just a preview scale. You cannot actually edit the final scale of the bone as far as I know. But I'm sure we probably could. So let's do this. Okay. So this is the gun that we've got going on. It's not too bad. It reminds me a little bit of a Scar H in its color scheme and scopes. It doesn't have like the best of scopes, and it is pretty low poly, as you can see in the scope region. You can see where the poly is. Yeah, it's not the prettiest gun, but it is the best one I found. Trust me, I've been looking for weeks for a good gun that was free on every website. Oh my god, I hate my life. What was that? Anyways, yeah, that's our gun. Now, I'm sure we could probably make this permanent. I don't know how to. If you know how to make this scaling permanent, please tell me, and I will look into it and try to actually apply it. But other than that, what we're going to do now is let's go to Weapons, right-click, Blueprint Class, Actor, and Weapon _ template. So we have Weapon Template, and this is going to be our template, or template, however you want to say it. This is going to be our template, and this is how all of our guns are going to, this is what all of our guns are going to be a child of. So what we want to do is we want to add some components here real quick. First thing is a skeletal mesh, and you can just call that gun. And drag it over default scene root, and it will become our parent. Now, we don't have anything set as a skeletal mesh, so nothing's going to be visible, but what we will want to set is our MK177. Now still, nothing is actually visible, but remember that scale is a little off, so let's get some scale going on here. If we could get it selected. How about we just scale it manually? And the scale needs to be 1/17 actually. Ironically, John Sierra 117. I believe it's John Sierra. If any of you know what I'm talking about, put that in the comment section and you win internet brownie points. Yeah, that. Okay, so this is our gun in all its glory now. I hate the camera speed, so I'm going to turn that down. And once again, all of its glory, I should say. And what we want to do is we're not going to actually add any coding today. We're not doing any coding. We might summon a bullet, but that's probably the extent. We're not going to do bullet accuracy or any of that today. So I'm just going to compile this, and let's go over to our character and add him to our character. So player things, player, and let's create a begin play. So I'm going to just go up here and right click if it doesn't want to freeze, and type begin play, and you'll get that event. Now select this, don't add anything else yet, but select this, press C to comment it, and type begin play. So that way you always know where your begin play is, because it's important to keep track of your begin play and your tick, because once you add a lot of code and you're zoomed out all the way over here and you're looking all around and you have no idea where anything is, the comments become extremely useful. So comment everything, keep everything organized. So what we're going to do is we're just going to spawn a gun. So spawn, if I could spell, actors from class. or actor from class, my bad. Select class, and what we want is we want our weapon base, and or weapon template, sorry, weapon base is from the old series, and the spawn location, just make transform, and leave these defaults blank. Now the collision handling, always spawn ignore collisions, because otherwise it might try to adjust the gun position and it'll look wrong if it does that, so you'll want to keep that spawn collision the way it is. Now one thing we need to do before we actually attach it to the component is we need to go to our mesh, so click on your mesh and click on the search icon for the mesh, and this will take you to where your mesh is. Open its skeleton, and what you'll want to do is you'll want to go down to the right hand, select it, right click on it, add socket, and call it gun. Now this will be our socket for where our gun attaches to. Now I don't exactly remember the excuse me, I might have to sneeze here in a second. I don't know. I don't exactly remember the rotation or location values, but I'm sure we can figure it out. So what I just did there is I right-clicked, added preview asset, and selected our gun. And we're freezing. So what we want to do now is we want to scale this up to 117. And what we want to do is preview scene, animation, I can speak, and just type idle. Rifle aiming idle. And now what we get to do is we get to rotate around our gun. And position it like so. Excuse me so much. I don't think I've sneezed in a video in a long time. I'm going to turn my camera speed down again, like I always do. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, now our gun is at a slight offset, but that's completely fine. It doesn't need, that's the aesthetic of it. That's how that's the natural holding and angle of the gun in the player's arm. And you'll see this slight jitter that we're getting. To remove that, that's very simple. Right click down here, you might have 2 frames, and if you don't, you probably aren't getting this jitter. But if you are getting this jitter, that probably means you have 2 frames down here, frame 0 and frame 1. Right click over frame 1 and remove frame 0 to frame 1. And as you can see, that removes the jitter, and we're good. It just plays 1 frame infinitely. And that's all we need. So now next thing we're going to do is we're going to position this gun a bit better, and I'm going to do this very quickly on my second monitor. So I'm going to drag this tab over to my second monitor, and I'm going to position the gun while we're playing it. But what we want to do real quick is let's finish this code in our player. So what I'm going to do is I'm on the return value, I'm going to promote to variable, and I'm going to call it equipped underscore weapon. And we're going to take the return value here and attach to component, and the component parent is going to be mesh. The socket name is going to be gun. Location, snap to target. Rotation, snap to target. Scale, keep relative. Wheel simulated bodies, true. Compile that and play, and we should be good. So right now we are seeing a gun, but it is clipping in and out. So that's something that we're going to fix, so don't worry about that. But one thing I want to do is I'm going to take the camera and we're going to modify the camera a bit. So I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to move it back. I'm going to move it this way and move it up. And I'm going to play. What if I move it this way? I'm trying to get it so that way the gun is in the picture at all times. There we go. Wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to Shift F1, and I'm going to go over to my other tab, and I want to bring this up and still have this up. I'm going to move my main window over to another monitor. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and position my gun during the game. So what we're going to just do is go over here, and we want to move the gun around till it looks good in game. Part of its camera angle. If we move the gun forward, it will actually, now he won't actually be holding it properly, and that's an issue with the model and the models not being made for each other. But if you had a gun model and a hand model that were made for each other, then you would be good. So we're going to move it forward just a little bit, and it looks good for the most part. I just don't completely like the way he's holding it. It flashes in and out, but there's a way to fix that. So that's good for the most part. I can still see his other hand a little bit, so I'm going to move this over, move this back a bit, maybe move it up and over, and let's see how that plays. Now, it is a little glitchy, and there's fixes for that, which I have not gotten to yet, but we do have, for the most part here, a functional looking game. Looking, but not necessarily functional. So we can't fire, we can't aim, we can't do anything. You might be able to hear my mouse. Nothing's happening. Which, that's because, wow, I can speak. That is because we haven't programmed any of that in yet. But all we're going to do real quick is we're going to leave the game. I'm going to bring back the main window. We don't need the gun anymore. Control Shift S to save everything that we've done so far. We can close the player. The weapon template we can close as well. But what I want to do is I want to go to Settings, Project Settings, and then I'm going to scroll down, go to General Settings, scroll down near Clip Plane, and change that to 1. Close. Control Shift S, and now what you want to do is restart your engine, which I will do very quickly. So I'm going to close the project. I'm going to restart the engine. Now I would like to talk about something real quick while the engine is restarting and everything is loading up. Now you're not actually going to get to see the engine start up because for some reason the way the overlay works, the engine splash screen overlay, OBS doesn't pick it up. But that's how it is. It's fine. It's at like 73% right now, and we're going to be loaded up super quick. But one thing I did want to talk about is I'm going to be starting a music channel. Now, no, this is not going to be a music channel like Captain Sparkles has, if you understand, or if you not understand, if you know what that channel is, Marin Music. It's not going to be like that where I upload my own original songs and other people uploads theirs. No, this is going to be guitar tutorials, possibly drum tutorials, bass guitar, acoustic guitar, my own original songs, covers, and the like. And no, I will not be in them physically. Well, I will be physically in them, but you're not going to see my face in any of the videos. Anyways, but yeah, so that's going to be it, and we might do talks about music, and we might talk about music and certain things, and do music theory, and bring in some professionals and stuff, and have some people that I know who used to play music professionally. So yeah, that's going to be a thing that I'm going to be doing, which I'm going to come out with a separate video talking solely about that music channel, and I would like you guys' feedback on that. But now, as you can see, we are back in our game, and I'm going to press play. And our gun is still clipping in and out, which it shouldn't be doing technically, which is a fix for another video because I don't have that fix and I can't incorporate it into this video today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in the next episode, and we're going to fix this, and then we're going to, in the episode after that is going to be where we add shooting to our game. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this and for more content Unreal Engine related. Become one of my Patreons if you want to see C++ tutorials eventually on this channel, and if you want more videos a week. My goal is stated that if we get $500, then I will do a video every day. And so that's a goal that I would like to meet. Or no, $1,000 is a video every day. $500 is a video every 3 days, I believe. 3 days a week, sorry. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for being a subscriber. Those subscribers of you that are watching. This is an awkward ending. Anyways, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.